We are home and we're gonna get into this video, but before I get into the video, I'll show you guys a ridiculous thing I'm doing right now. Yeah, it's a mixing bowl, but I'm using it for cereal, and I got a shit ton of cereal in here. I don't feel like having chicken and rice, so I'm eating a fuck ton of cereal. It's just calories. I'm not gonna lie, just getting calories in. I'll have my eggs later. Should you be doing this? Fuck no. Am I doing it anyway? Yeah. This is probably the first time I've ever done this. I won't make it a habit. So yeah, I'm gonna devour this, and then I'm gonna jump straight into this video. Never again am I doing that, because damn, that was, man, pardon me, that was difficult. Hi, my name is Myth and I'm 22 years old. Now, to be honest, quite frequently I do end up feeling lost in life, and in this video I'm gonna just discuss how I approach the times where I feel lost in life. So I'm gonna cover 5 main things in this video. The things I'm gonna cover is, first off, you need to recognize if it is a lack of direction or a lack of progression. Number 2, what to do when I find it's a lack of direction. Number 3, what I do if I find out that is a lack of progression. Number 4, humans are subject to emotion, and sometimes you feel like you should quit. And number 5, how to avoid burning out. Whenever I feel lost, I ask myself, do I feel lost because I'm not sure where I'm heading in life, or do I feel lost because I don't feel like I'm making progress at a adequate pace? When it comes to lack of direction for myself personally, the main things I'm focusing on in life right now is physique. I'm working 6 days a week. Number 3, I am trying to learn forex. Number 4, content. So those are my 4 main direction avenues that I'm heading down. It might seem like a lot, but you need to understand, work is just going to always be happening, because until either forex or content can take me out of that, that is just something that I need to continue doing. So when I find out I feel like it's a lack of direction, I revert back to, what am I doing this all for? Content. I like my direction with content because it's like an expression of myself. I like to speak and verbalize myself, my thoughts, and my perspective. The reason why I'm into forex, I'm not gonna lie, a part of it does come down to sunk cost fallacy, where I feel like I've invested so much time into this that I have to make it work. But beyond that, the actual reason that I have for it is simply the fact that I can be anywhere in the world as long as I have connection to Wi-Fi. It is something that I'm able to do. It just makes sense to me. So when it comes to our physique and direction, when I feel lost with that, I'm gonna be honest, it's like, I feel like, here's the bad part. I feel like when it comes to just anything, I have a tendency, as soon as I make a good amount of progress, to kind of take my eye off the ball. So that's where it comes to my physique. That's where the direction element of feeling lost comes with that. Because I feel like, oh, I've made a good amount of progress, I don't need to push through harder to achieve like the extreme levels of progress that is available to myself. So that's the direction side of it, right? And now let's talk about progression. So when it comes to physique, just as I addressed, it's like I made a certain level of progress in my physique. I bulked from 54 kilos all the way up to, we're literally sitting around 61, give or take. So end of this month, we're going to be 100% 61. Next month will be 63. I'm going to try to just work around 2 kilos per month, and peak bulk should be achieved around July. So that's the plan I have in mind for bulking. So that's the terms of progression. So let's say when I start to plateau with my weight, I start to feel like lost, because it feels like what I'm doing isn't working. In terms of work, where it comes to feeling lost with that is, I'm going to be honest, I don't enjoy doing my 9 to 5 work. Yeah, it might be a chill job. Yeah, I get to kind of just do my own thing, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks. But at the end of the day, it's a 9 to 5, which I'm not trying to do for the rest of my life. So I'm not necessarily happy with the progression element there, because it's first of all, it's a job that's not progressible, and number 2, the way I call these kind of jobs is just dog's work. It's dog's work, man. That's how I see it. And number 3, when it comes to forex, I'm gonna be honest, I've been technically learning this for about 2 to 3 years. I need to lock in on that because 2 to 3 years without seeing anything is quite demotivating. But at the end of the day, as long as you don't quit, you've never lost. You only lose when you actually give up. I've been in the content game for a while. I've tried gaming or a gaming channel beforehand, so you guys can still find those videos online on YouTube. But in this time round, we're going to stay consistent, and it's just me documenting my journey of my life, essentially. I put it as documenting my self-improvement journey because I'm just going to be getting better and better in every element of life, and I'm just documenting the progress. And the reason why I do this is because I want to just show that it's possible for someone that's in a similar situation as me to make something of yourself, even if you feel like you got the odds stacked against you. And when it comes to progression in terms of content, I guess it's a bit demotivating when you feel like you're putting in time and effort and you're not really seeing the fruits of the labor of it. But then what keeps me in check with that is the simple fact that at the end of the day, everything I'm making, I'm happy if no one sees it, as long as I can watch it by myself. It's just like video documentary of my life. So that's that. So point number 2. If I feel like I lack direction, what I do is I hone in on those things which I have just listed. I look at my reasons for why I'm doing it, and if it makes sense for me to still continue down the direction on those 4 things, which up until this point it has, and I feel like until I achieve the level of progress I do want to achieve in those elements, it will always feel like that. In terms of progression, okay, you need to realize, so for example, I'm going to relate this to the gym. I've got to 61 kilos. If I take my foot off the accelerator here, it's going to slow down and I'm not going to reach the heights of the progress that I want to see. So the only way for me to keep this going is by staying consistent with the bulk, even when I don't feel like eating, for example. For example, today I did not want to have my chicken and rice. I had the cereal instead because there's an element of discipline and there's an element of burning out, which we'll address in the 5th point, right? So when it comes to the gym, honestly, just stay consistent, dial in, and most importantly, just don't do anything where it feels like you're going to burn yourself out and you're going to end up falling off far worse than if you just gave a little bit of leeway. So, on to number 4. The main reason why I end up feeling lost is practically just because of the simple fact that humans are emotional creatures. And you might sit there and say, you're not emotional, bro. But bro, if you're feeling lost, that's coming from a place of emotion. So, what you need to understand is, there's certain times when my mind tells me, quit this, quit that, don't do this, don't do that. So when my mind says that, I don't fight it and I don't say, okay, there's an element of speaking to it. But if it's like you're so done that your mind is not having it, just agree with your mind. If your mind says, bro, we should stop going gym, just be like, yeah, bro, we should stop going gym. We should just give everything up, everything we worked for, just stop. And then the moment you start saying that, what you realize is your mind quickly backtracks and says, nah, we got a physique to build. Like, we still have dreams to achieve, dreams to attain, and we are not giving up everything we've just gained. The moment you abide with it, you will often find that the dream that you had is still alive. It's just your mind was kind of just playing games with you. So there's that element to it. Understand you can be emotional, and that could lead to you feeling lost in the sense of you feeling like you want to quit. Just try it. Give it a try. Agree with it. See what your mind says. If your mind genuinely gives you a solid reason for you to move on and do something different, consider it. But don't be having shiny object syndrome where you keep doing it so often. On to point number 5. The most important of it all. You need to avoid burnout. Burning out is like the worst thing you can do to yourself in terms of progress, because you just end up slowing down the rate of progress that you could have possibly had. So for example, I could have had chicken and rice today, right? But that would lead to me feeling a bit more burned out and a bit less motivated to carry on bulking. So I put myself a bowl of cereal, an unhealthy amount of cereal, and I ate that. Do I recommend you doing that frequently? No. But if you give yourself a little bit of leeway so that it allows you to not burn out and it keeps you consistent with the overall trajectory, even if that progress is slow, at least it's steady. The last thing you want is to make rapid progress and then fall off just as fast as you climbed up. So avoid burnout, and the way you do that is by, number one, don't put yourself on a tightrope where if you fall hard. I mean, you're basically dead if you fall off a tightrope. So make sure you don't put yourself in that position. Number two, get adequate rest. That means when your mind is not trying to do work, you need to be able to differentiate, or how do I say, you need to be able to discern whether that's you being undisciplined and to a point of where you're disciplined enough to give yourself the rest that you need. So for example, once I've completed this video, if my mind is not feeling energized, I will edit it and post it tomorrow. Not because I can't force myself to do it today, it's simply the fact that it will cause a lot more mental fatigue than it is required. If you do it when you are more energized, you will have better results. And you need to get enough sleep. This is one thing that I've been really trying to dial in on. Right now it's 6:34, so I'm going to need to get to bed in an hour and a half. Do I enjoy going to bed so early? Fuck no, man. I hate it. Like, you guys don't understand. When I was in my gaming era, I used to stay awake. I used to do like 12-hour gaming sessions, live streams, and that would be from like 12 to 12, from 10 to 12. Sometimes I would get up at 3 a.m. and I would hop on the game with my friends and we'll be playing for a couple hours. Like, you guys don't understand. I was down bad when it came to gaming. So there's that element of it, right? So I'm very much used to being a night owl. Like, I actually prefer it. But because of this job, I end up going to bed at 8 o'clock. And it's difficult. Like, I end up pushing my bedtime to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. But it fucks me up in the morning. Like, I literally dread it when I wake up. But at the end of the day, I still get to work, still finish it, still get what I need to get done. And we're here. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say on this video, to be honest. If you guys did appreciate the advice or just me talking about my experience, let me know in the comments below. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Make sure you subscribe.